Good day, good day. It's Clark, or C-Whoop. I did change my Twitch name. I wanted to apologize for not making any videos recently. I'm working on an Abyss series. I would shorten it to 81 to 90. But I've been focusing mainly on streaming. I did go full-time this past month, so I've been grinding it out. Though it's not really grinding, it's super fun. Very enjoyable since I started a year ago. So I may change my YouTube name from C-Whoop to Clark as well. I'll let you guys know. I wanted to go over Angelic Momo, or Montmorency, and her specialty change. We did get her 6-star, 6-star Awakened, and plus 30 skill tree. Test her out in all hunts on yesterday's stream. She was useful and all. Kind of discussed, and I'll go over this briefly a little bit later. If the rerolling meta has changed, if the newbie meta has changed with her and Adventurer's Path, and how she performs. Different builds, newbie build, maybe a PvE focus build, and more of a late game PvP build. I'm going to start with her skills. Let's get right into it. Skill 1 is a 40% chance to put them to sleep. I believe you get a little bit from the skill tree, and that does at the end after the skill tree with skill ups plus 4 go up to 50% chance. Does a little bit of damage. I'll screenshot the multiplier from the data miner Excel page, which is ! skill mult on the stream chat, as her heals scale with target HP as well, and I wanted to get those percentages for everybody. Her S2 is so beefy now, so beefy. The skill tree kind of revolves around the S2. I'll go over the skill tree later. But for now, dispels 1 debuff from all allies, so single target cleanse on a 2-turn cooldown, and heals debuffed allies with the skill tree. This is nil, it heals no matter what, and of course proportional to the target's max health. Her S3 is what puts her in the running that the reroll meta may change, as she can replace Angelica in more manual situations. Her AI kind of uses S2 even if everyone's 100% no debuffs or anything, so that's a little odd. But with the manual play, the soul burn, granting the immunity and cleanse to all allies is super huge, along with a CR boost of 50% with the specialty change, and of course target max health as all of her heals on a very low 3-turn cooldown. For her awakening, she can get pretty tanky overall. She has HP, defense, and then I believe it's defense, HP, and then defense. So all just tanky awakenings. Her base stats at the end, and I'll throw some screenshots, compared to Angelica are a little bit lower, but she does get a nice boost on her HP as well from the skill tree here for 10%. I would definitely recommend plus 30, especially if you're PvPing. For newbies, you can probably get or be a little bit more relaxed on this top line. It's effect resist, and then the S2 CR boost if you have over 100% effect resist. She has a base 40% effect resist now with these two added together. So it is pretty easy to hit the 100, but if you're brand new, you don't quite have the effect resist rolls or gear, or want to save your resources for better gear from either the Adventurer's Path or, Abyss or the guaranteed lab gear. I would hold off. I would prioritize this middle line. This isn't the only thing that helps her S2. She also gets a continuous heal chance, which is 15% max HP on the ally's turn. Although it's only 10%, it does come in clutch, and it is for all allies, even on the single target heal. She has the 25% chance to dispel 1 additional buff or debuff on S2, turning it from a single debuff cleanser to a multi, and that is on multiple people, different people. So even though it's single target, it'll just take another debuff off of your team. For the third in line, a 50% chance to reset S2 if caster's not debuffed. This actually procs a good amount. It is very clutch. If you're in a more PvP in-game build, procs with this for more CR, and you can just constantly have that 10% boost. If you're running Tome, even more boost. It's great, along with more cleanses if your S3 is down for some reason. And then the S2, this is the main thing. You want to rush this. Her S2 will heal all allies additionally, regardless of debuffs. So her S2 comes, or turns into an AoE, and they don't have to be debuffed to receive the heals. It is extremely strong. This with the continuous, with the reset, makes it so powerful. Such a powerful S2. And the specialty change, changing the S3 to give her 50% more CR is huge. Would definitely go this if you had to. If you're newer, you can skip this, increasing the sleep sorcery chance by 15 to be able to get that max 50 with skill ups and then 40 without. This one is team immunity, or team effect resist by 5% more of a late game PvP. So if you're new to the game for specialty changes, you cannot access this without plus 12 somewhere else here, and so on for the other numbers. I would personally, if you're new and you know maybe don't have enough stam, or you don't want to impede your progress by sitting in Water Altar, I would prioritize the PvE build, specifically the effect chance to unlock these. So these are all connected. You do have to unlock the previous to get to this, which is your end goal. I would do this for the plus 3, do this for the plus 6, make her a little bit tankier. So this tree will unlock, this vertical tree. Of course, you can't get this one because it is Link, you would have to get this one first. This is more of a late game, the effect resist for team. I would just go right into this. Additional cleanse chance is huge. Now that gives you the plus 9 to go into this, and then the plus 12 to get that end goal. Once you get a little bit later game, and you care more about PvP, then you can start getting the effect resist, get the higher sleep chance, get the CR boost from having the 100% effect resist. It's nice that you don't have to do the whole grind at once if you're newer, and you can prioritize pretty easily the skills you need. So talking about builds, as we saw earlier on the base HPs, her HP isn't the highest as other Soul Weavers, specifically Angelica, who's the main comparison. I personally tried a couple different builds on a more effect resist. So right now I have a PvE build. I used her in, as I said earlier, all hunts yesterday, and I'll throw some videos, throw some clips of that up after, or at the end of this video, just to see. I was able to get her decently tanky, over 20k with HP boots, but she was too slow at that point, and it wasn't quite worth, in my opinion. I would definitely stick with speed boots, HP speed right side specifically, and try to find some defense. If you're trying to get into W11, I would probably try to get at least 40% defense to be able to reach the 1100, 1200-ish mark. And the health, 18k, with speed, with 186 speed, didn't feel too bad. This felt okay. I know as a newer player you may not be able to get this health or this defense. I tried solo tank and solo healing. I believe, well, with less substats, Angelica would be able to get to this health with her higher base HP. And Momo, really, it was inconsistent. Even with the strong DPS, I just had Momo solo tank, solo heal, and it was rough. It was rough even with this. So Angelica, lower gear requirements, a little bit more potent of heals. For the early game, solo tank, solo heal, Soul Weaver, I'd say Angelica still edges Momo out a bit. And that is as to be expected with the higher base stat. And I believe she would definitely, with this speed, health, and defense, she would be able to tank it pretty easily. For the more PvP oriented build, I would go, obviously as much effect resist as possible. The HP, you still want her tanky, you still want her speedy. You should be able to push. I don't have speed on my weapon. I believe with a decent weapon and maybe a little bit higher speed rolls on the necklace, for instance, you could easily push over 200 on her while keeping around 18k or higher. I believe that'd be crucial. I would say if you can't get, I'd say about 150 effect resist from substats, you should probably go an effect resist ring with tanky substats or speedy substats. This takes down her health a little bit, but she'll be spamming so many heals. She'll be getting so much CR with Tome, with Rod. A little bit less health, as long as she doesn't get one shot, shouldn't be a big deal. A large focus on Artifacts, there's a big debate going on whether Rod is better for PvP or Tome. I tried both. I think Tome is super strong, especially with the S2 resets. With the 10%, I'm getting 32%. Of course, mine's only plus 15. If you have like a plus 30 Tome, that is crazy, and I would probably use Tome in that case. But for plus 15 to plus 15, it really depends what type of team you're facing, of course, as well as how tanky your team is. Her heals do scale, again, off the target's max HP, so if you have a tankier team, maybe you can get by easier with Tome. If you feel you will need the extra heal, or you won't be able to one-shot them, you'll need some kind of more sustain, I wouldn't be afraid to use Rod. But again, Tome, more heals, more turns, more chance for procs of continuous and resetting the S2. It's a pretty nasty combo either way you go. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the showcase, and I am signing out. Cheers.